Okay, here's the dialog boxes. Clear with my other monitor. I forgot about. A lot of times these things show up over there. Let's see. Okay, that looks good. I think. It's still not capping it though. So that's proper for threads, but it's still not capped in any of this. This is not a solid. So we're not going to be able to do a Boolean operation on something unless it's a solid. See, there's no cap there. It's supposed to be a curve, so, I mean... I don't think I've ever had that trouble before. I don't know what's going on. But I mean, we're not going to be able to take this thing because it's not a solid, so we're not going to be able to take it and do anything with it. It's doing the same thing here, just creating a tube. I thought you had an option to cap the ends, but you don't. I swear to God I've done this before and it creates a solid. I don't know why it's not doing that. Yeah, 'cause it says select cross-section curve, so I mean it's got to be a curve. It can't be like a surface or anything. Yeah, because I mean the close sweep is grayed out. Well, it's not a close sweep though. Ah, come on, there's got to be a better way. Dude, I swear I've done this before, and I've never had this fucking problem. As far as I know, anyway. Well, that's what I'm saying. Why is this not making a fucking closed surface? Just making these hollow tubes. What a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, I mean, oh man. Man, this fucking program sucks. I'm going to drop the threads idea and go about this a different fucking way. This is a bunch of fucking bullshit. What a piece of shit. There we go. Cap that. Okay, so I guess that manages to cap it. Oh, Jesus. Okay, let me delete this. I swear to God, this thing stresses me out. And before I go any further, So that's got our base with thread now. Now let's see if we can do the same thing here with the bottom. Again, there's still some question about how accurate this is, though. I mean, I just don't know. I don't know what we're in for, but threads, you know, it looks good. I wonder where that caps command is. Cap planar hold. Okay. Well, anyway, okay, so in this case, and remember, since this program doesn't have any interference checks or anything, the only way to actually check this thing is to actually 3D print it and see if it came out right. You know, the other interesting thing too is this surface is not an actual triangle. You see, it's a little distorted. It almost looks like a megalodon tooth or something, but you know, so there'll be some question about the accuracy of this and whether it'll mesh with that other triangle or not. Like I said, I'm kind of wondering maybe I should have made it bigger than that. Before I go any further, let me copy our base geometry. understand why. What the hell is going on here? Okay. What's going on here? Okay, so that way I got a copy of it in case there was some kind of problem later. I can come back and, for obvious reasons, change it. And we can still do that with the upper part too. Okay, now we got this done. Let me go try to do a that's exactly what I'm looking for. Is that hanging out? It's capped well. Okay, now we're on this. Okay, now if you recall, you know, this part here we actually need to take a bite out of too. This is going to dig into it, so, but not by as much. Bottom layer was there. So this should be the inner wall of our lower fixture. Now we need another curve come out to give it some tolerance at 0.035 mil or so. Yeah, 0.04. Okay, so this will establish our tolerance between the two mating edges, and this gives us some idea of how much that's going to bite into the housing, what we're about to carve out of it. Actually, I may change that though. Right there. Okay. And then okay, so we got these two curves. I'm going to extrude them down. And then do the subtract. And let's basically cut our inner area out. Do an incremental save. Okay, and let me go ahead and copy this and move it so we got that. Okay. Another Boolean subtract. And get rid of the battery. So that should be our inner threads there. You can see what's going on. So, again, that gives us about this much protrusion into it, apparently. So, probably didn't need it as thick as we had it, after all. And lower housing and get some idea how these two are meshing, but it's only going to give us some idea. So you can see what kind of clearances we are sort of allowing ourselves here. So anyway, if that's a way this thing can thread in, and what's really going to lock it into place is actually the mating of, you know, the junction between this part and this part, those two flats coming together. That'll apply a little bit of torque on the thread themselves, hopefully providing something of a lock. But again, it's all highly speculative. I mean, again, you know, it'd actually be better to use like a national pipe thread taper of some kind, you know, how the threads shallow out, you know, to provide a locking mechanism. But again, we're going to be, you know, we're just going to be lucky to, you know, to get this whole thing to work right, you know, with this program. Okay, it looks like it took that, so that's good. So anyway, between this part and this part, then therefore this should be our base. See, we can see the little discrepancy because this part's a little shorter than this cove, so I mean that's not going to be an interference factor, which is something I was concerned about. So again, we shouldn't have any undue stops. You know, it's going to be the mating of these two surfaces that really limits how far this thing screws together. So next, you know, I can go ahead and take this. Well, I'll just leave it like that. All the electronics, battery, and relay. So that's everything is on now. Well, I don't need the cones. Okay, so unless I'm forgetting something, you know, this is pretty much the completed design here. So that's what our part's going to look like. Something like that, except not quite that blue. Wonder how many frickin' hours this thing's going to take to print. Probably forever. Okay, so let me stop the recording and I'll chew on this and make sure there's nothing else I need to do and pick it back up.